Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Verizon IndyCar Series live from Fontana, California, where we go to the Infineon road course. I think that's the right city that I named. I don't know. I probably said it wrong. Anyway, we're at Infineon. The Verizon Indy cars are going to be racing around 28 times. Now I know, last week was not a very good week, but I think Scotty Carter came away with that victory. I think. I don't know. It's been a while since I recorded it. But today we have a lot of different drivers up at the front. And we'll go to that right now in our starting lineup. As on the pole is the number 10 of Cletus Noland. Barry Slumobile will start next to him on the front row. Tim Foster, who won our Piston Cup Series race from California, will start alongside the number 5 of Bob Ross. Dylan Rush will start next to Michael Canto in the 17. Eli Gordon will start next to Derek Foster. Danica Patrick will start next to the Muffin Man in the number 14. Base Avalia will start next to Christian Gorman Jr. Jimmy Neutron will start next to Derek Vanderplug. Victor Butts will start next to Nicholas McCoy. Ryan Dawkins will start next to Luke Burkowski. Anthony Finch will start next to Ben Crouch. Gameth will start next to Scotty Carter. Connor Patrick will start next to George Bowers. Dixon Charles will start next to Johnny Newton. Sam Graham will start next to Cameron Bush. D. Vitzlow, still don't know the name, will start next to Kevin Barnett. Kyler Boggs will start next to Connor Metz. Marcus Bolden will start next to Eric Monaco. Garrett O'Rourke will start next to Recency. Sebastian Jamitz will start next to Griffin Lynn. And rounding out your final row will be the 00 of Jeffrey Davis and the number 61 of Andy Webb. So the pace car is about to enter pit road, so we'll take it to the number 10 of Cletus Noland, who will lead these guys off to the green flag once this pace car comes rolling in. There they go. Takes that right turn. We're about to get this race underway. 28 laps. Hopefully this isn't much of a shit show as the last one was I recorded. But who knows, I may be completely wrong because that's how this works. Anyways, we're going to see who is going to be the next driver to enter his name into the playoffs, or will it be a repeat winner? We'll find out as the green flag is about to wave, ladies and gentlemen. To the Advanced Auto Parts 200. Green flag's waving, and Cletus Noland takes the green flag. Cletus Noland with a big jump, but Barry Slumobile right underneath him has another advantage on this first turn. Barry Slumobile has the early lead, but they're still side by side as they enter this next turn, which it helps out Cletus. But Barry Slumobile has the faster car on these straightaways. He'll take first, and this time he'll keep it entering this little turn right here. Go back behind the field here. We see another side-by-side battle here. A lot of positions are for side-by-side battles. Cletus Noland up in second. Bob Ross nearly got it to his quarter panel for second. On spectator cam, you can see all the drivers that are back here. Most of them single file, but Barry Slumobile has the early lead. Sorry if I sound tired. I just woke up. I decided to record. Tim Foster on the bumper of Dylan Rush. He's trying to make his way into the top 5. Dylan Rush is in the top 5, so it's Tim Foster, but he's about to lose that. It's Michael Canto. I'm not clicking anything. Okay. Nicholas McCoy right there. All these drivers that are back here trying to battle for positions. But Barry Slumobile has the lead, and Cletus Noland's up in second. Bob Ross in third. Dylan Rush in fourth, and running out your top 5 is Tim Foster. So Barry Slumobile has not had such a great season, but right now, where he's at right now, this could change everything. Hopefully. Very Slipperbeel almost got loose entering that corner. I seen him slide a little bit. Very Slipperbeel has the advantage from these turns because of his great positioning. Single file throughout the top 15. Here's your first side-by-side battle with Nicholas McCoy and Derek Vanderplug. I think this is for the 12th position. I'm not sure. I think it's for the 13th. These turns can have an advantage to everybody, but usually it's the guy whoever's on the bottom that has the advantage. Now Derek pulls away from Nicholas. And we can see the rest of the field is somewhat single file. Very Slipperbeel has the early lead, but pit stops should ruin that lead soon, I believe, unless he gets a little far out. Maybe, I don't know. He could actually lose the lead on pit road. He could lose the lead here if he makes a mistake. But Very Slipperbeel has not lost any ground to Cletus Nolan, who's in second. At least not yet. Very Slipperbeel is pulling away a little bit of ways. One caution could really, really help out the number 10 of Cletus Nolan a lot. Maybe. Depending on what works. Bob Ross up in third. I think this is his best position of the IndyCar career. Dylan Rush working his way up too. I guess we can take a look at a few drivers, even though I'm probably going to be bad at it because it's been a long time since I recorded these races. Because I had to get rid of my mic, you know, that. Plus the one that I recorded first was really shit. This one seeming to be the same way, but you know, yeah. Anyways, let's get to drivers. Let's go find our Daytona winner of Griffin Lynn, currently in the 37th position, or maybe 38th, I don't know. 3 wide here. Oh lord, Jesus, 3 wide entering this area. Wow, that was a little weird. I never thought I would see 3 wide at Infineon. That would be a little too nuts. But anyway, Griffin Lynn's having one of his worst days after being the winner at Daytona. Of course, he has the advantage already from being into the playoffs already. But remember, it's the top 10 winners. And we separate these winners from their recently earned win. So Griffin Lynn has an advantage, but at the same time, every new driver that wins goes above him because they got their win more recently than Griffin Lynn. So if he wants to make an advantage, he needs to get another win here shortly. Although we are a few races in and he still has a lot of time, these playoffs come a lot quicker than they should. So Griffin Lynn should honestly, he has a few weeks to hold up until it gets more and more into the playoffs, and then you gotta quickly, you know, get back into the game that is. But Griffin Lynn is so far back, almost being, I think he's about to be in last place. I thought there were 41 drivers. I guess there's only 40 in this race. That's, well, I guess one didn't make it, I guess. I don't know how. I don't know why, but anyways. Griffin Lynn, after a horrible start to, not really a horrible start, a great start to this season, he's having such a horrible time now. He didn't do so well in Freeway Super Speedway. I don't think he did as good. I think he still got into the top 20, I believe. He went somewhere in there, but at Las Vegas, now it's just time to see if he can get a nice little win to help him advance into the playoffs. And remember, it's the last 6 races of the season where the playoffs are going to be on, so he still has a lot of time. Going back to, let's go to Anthony Finch, who should be right here. Running in the 18th position, our winner from Freeway Super Speedway is definitely starting to run a lot better, although he isn't running in the greatest position right now, running in an 18th. Although Freeway Super Speedway was a great race for him and Nicholas McCoy to get their name out to the world, he could potentially get another victory and advance well into the playoffs and be happy with that. Now, like I said, with this playoff format, it doesn't matter how many you win, as long as you're in the top 10 with the most wins, then you're in, and then you got to finish above everybody else throughout the playoffs. Wins don't matter. It's you got to finish high, and whoever's the lowest is eliminated. But yeah. So Anthony Finch running in the 18th position, and he doesn't have much challenges up at the front nor the back because of, you know, Infineon. But he has a lot of room to deal with, so he doesn't have to worry a lot. But Anthony Finch wants to get up towards the front here, but if he can at least. So maybe a pit stop could save that team. Let's go to Scotty Carter, who I believe was our Las Vegas winner. I think he was. He's running in the 22nd position. So all in all, our 3 winners have not had such great weeks. This week, at least. Our highest running winner is Anthony Finch, who's running in the 12th position. So, yeah. We also had the Indianapolis Road Course, which was won by Jimmy Neutron, which I'll get to here in a minute. But as you can see, that Infineon's really starting to hamper a lot of guys here. We were supposed to go to Bristol. I forgot to mention this. We were supposed to go to Bristol one of these races, but I took that off the list due to, you know, IndyCars at Bristol probably wouldn't work. So I put it at Las Vegas, which was, I should have still went at Bristol. So that's why, if you watched Freeway Super Speedway, I say we were going to Bristol, but instead we went to Las Vegas. So yeah, there's that. Next week we take it to a short trek of Dover. So I mean, I guess. Well, we go to Dover and then we go to Old Spice, which would be a great few. This is going to be a great few weeks here. I might as well take you through some of these races, some of these tracks that we're going to be going into as we take a look at our leader, which should be Barry Sloopmobile. And indeed it is. So we'll watch Barry Sloopmobile as I tell you guys some of these tracks that we are going to in the next, let's say 15 weeks. We're on race 5. So a few tracks that we're going to in the next 15 races. We are going to Daytona yet again. We're going to Richmond yet again. This is in no particular order. These are just racetracks I'm naming off that'll come in the next 15 weeks when you're watching this. We're going to California. We're going to Charlotte. We're going to Watkins Glen. We're going to a Tennessee Super Speedway, which is a lot better than Freeway Super Speedway. Trust me on that one. We're going to Orlando Super Speedway. We're going to Pocono. We're going to Charlotte. I think we go there twice. I don't know. I don't think so. And we go to Canadian Tire, which will be a great race. So, yeah. All in all, some amazing races in the next few weeks. But, yeah. We're going to take a quick commercial break in this race, ladies and gentlemen. Barry Sloopmobile has led all 10 laps. And, pit stops that should be coming here shortly. But Barry Slewmobile has the lead, and he's not looking like he's going to lose it just yet. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be back in a few short moments. My name is Taylor from the PRN Pig Racing Network. We will be right back.
How could we make the chalupa even better?
You could put nacho cheese sauce on it.
Introducing the Nacho Cheese Chalupa, loaded with our warm, zesty nacho cheese sauce. How do we come up with this stuff? Now just 99 cents. Only at Taco Bell.
Today's presentation of NASCAR Verizon IndyCar Series live from Infineon is presented by eBay Fashion. The most annoying commercials and the most annoying white girls in the commercials. So Barry Slewmobile has been your leader ever since the drop of the green flag. Leader still landed second, so on and so forth. Pit stop should be coming, but right now we got one more driver to talk about. I didn't really forget to talk about when we were doing going through the cards and all that. It is the number 35 of Jimmy Neutron, who has been doing a lot better ever since being a horrible start at Daytona. As he didn't do so well at Freeway Super Speedway either. He started on the pole and then didn't do so well. Went to the back because he had a slow car. At least I think he did. Unless he had a horrible pit stop. But anyway. Then he came to Indianapolis for the road course race, and he was in second until the leader decided to pit for unknown reasons. And then went to the lead and then won by basically almost 30 seconds. Basically repeating the Piston Cup Series races. Now he sits at 12th. Still a good position right now, but I mean, the best position he wants first, and so far Barry Slewmobile has that. The pit stop should be coming, I believe, this or the next time by. I think they should start then. I know a few drivers may go down. Maybe. Some of the guys in the back may go down just because what's to lose. They're coming down now, and I just hit my desk. So Barry Slewmobile, who is there? Anybody staying out? I don't think anybody's really gonna stay out. I think everybody's just gonna come in now. I don't think anybody's going to be going out, but we're going to take it to our pit lane camera. We'll take it to pit lane 2 here for a moment, and then we will bring it back to pit lane 1, which should be better. Okay, so one driver stays out. He'll have to come down in a minute anyway, once these guys get done. But one driver does stay out, but he'll be soon into the, out of the frame here. See what kind of pit stops are going to be made here. Who's going to have a great stop? Who's going to have a bad stop? It looks like Barry Slewmobile may have the advantage on this one. He drives out. He comes out first. A few drivers with their positions swapped. And they're coming down. So once again, Barry Slewmobile does have the lead. As you can tell, now that the field's starting to bunch back up due to pit stops. So here come the drivers coming out. Barry Slewmobile comes out up in front. Bob Ross in second, Dylan Rush in third. Cletus Nolan had a bad stop on that one, lost a few spots there. Luke Bergowski was the one that did stay out. So he's able to lead a lap and get some nice pit stop going, but I think he should have pit when everybody else pitted, because I don't think that'll really help Luke Bergowski. Just saying. I mean, we do have 14 laps to go, so who knows what's going to happen here in this race. Caution may come out and give him an advantage, but geez, caution coming out in Infineon and IndyCars. Well, there is a... wait. Never mind. I was going to say, there is a big gap between third and fourth, so I was wondering if some bad happened up in third position, but I guess not. Base lights are still on. See recency and dead last back here. A lot of these drivers back here not having such a great race, including recency. Luke Rogowski does come out in the top 10, so at least he stopped it at a pretty fast stop. I think he's in the top 10. He'd be close to the top 10 if he's not in the top 10. Barry Sloopmobile does have the lead, and it may stay like this. You never know. Although I highly, highly doubt that we're going to get a caution. But anything can happen here in the BRN Racing Series. So while we're waiting for, while we're watching this race, I guess we could do a nice little crank it up. Let's test out the crank it ups on this new microphone. I haven't tested out a crank it up. I did do it on my VinMe series that I did a few weeks ago. So this is where I'm going to be trying to do a crank it up, and let's see what we can do with it. So if it's not as excuse me, it may not be an improvement, but you never know. You can, if you can at least hear the engines, you can turn up your volume, I guess, but we'll just have to see. So crank it up, ladies and gentlemen. "19 laps have been completed. We enter lap 20. Barry Sloopmobile has had the lead for basically the longest time. Ever since the drop of the green flag, he's gotten the lead from Cletus Newlander, pole sitter, who've fallen back to, I believe, either 4th or 5th due to the pit stops. So, yeah. Barry Slewmobile is your leader and will probably be your winner unless a caution comes out, which, Jesus Christ, you'd be lucky if anybody even comes close to hitting anybody. But I can't really do much of anything with these shit shows. You just have to deal with them. God. Like, there's nothing I can do about these shit shows. They just happen because they're just part of racing. Hello, back here in last place is being battled from Jeffrey Davis and recency. It's kind of sad when this is the legit the only battle on the field. There's for last place, so it really doesn't matter. And Jeffrey Davis has the advantage on that one. We go up here, and there's no battles whatsoever. Like, at all. But whatever. Let's go to a driver and talk about them. So let's go to... Oh, who should we talk about? I say we talk about Sam Graham, who's been running really well this season, but today is just not his day, running in the 30th position. He did really well at Daytona, and I believe he did somewhat decent at Freeway, and then the other ones were not as good as before. But I do believe that Sam Graham could easily have a great season if he were to get the finishes that he can desire. Although this one's not going to be the greatest finish because, of course, Infineon's not the greatest race to race on at all, no matter how buffed you put this track on. Let's go to Luke Brogowski, I guess, who's now running in the 9th position after pitting a lap later than the drivers. He has fresher tires, but I don't even care if you stayed out the rest of the way and then pitted. You are not going to have the fresher tire advantage at Infineon because you really can't get any advantage anywhere on this track because that's just how this track works. It's one of the worst tracks NASCAR can have, and you can see why. I guess we could talk about Bob Ross, who's trying to get up at first, but God knows he'd be lucky enough if he can even come close to Barry Slewmobile. But Bob Ross lately has been running exceptionally well. He is now retiring from the Whelen Late Model Series and just wants to focus on this series, and it would be a great way to end off his first race as just a nice IndyCar driver with a victory here. So Bob Ross would really love to get a nice little, at least a good finish. Second place is fine for him, but he wants first just so he can get into the playoffs. But like I said, you'd be lucky enough if he comes close to Barry Slewmobile. 23 laps are about to be completed, so we have about 5 more laps to go, which will probably help us end this misery. I guess what we could do now is take another quick commercial break. Just a nice little 30-second quick commercial break, and we will be back once these drivers get into the backstretch on the next lap, or wherever the long straight line is, whatever. We will be back in a few short moments, but Barry Slewmobile has been your leader, and I mean, he's probably not going to lose it. So we will be back in 30 seconds. Barry Slewmobile is your leader, and we will be back in a few moments.
Off in the distance, the game's dragging on. There's strikes on the batter, some runners are on. Then suddenly everyone's looking at me. My mind has been wondering, what could it be? They point to the sky and I look up above, and a baseball falls into my glove. I play right field. It's important to know. You gotta know how to catch. You gotta know how to throw. That's why I play in right field, way out where the dandelions grow.
As a proud sponsor of Little League Baseball, Pizza Hut welcomes all the kids who make it great.
Making it great.
Today's presentation of NASCAR Verizon IndyCar Series live from Infineon is presented by the state of Indiana. Come visit the place, home of drugs, murderers, and robberies. Basically the worst place aside from all the corn. Barry Snowmobiles had the lead the entire race basically. Started second, now he's up in the front. Basically, pit stops did absolutely nothing to hurt Barry Snowmobile and nothing to help any drivers at all necessarily. With the 3 to go mark, which means we can end this one mercifully, as Barry Snowmobile is just way out in front now. And basically Bob Ross has very, very slim chances of getting his first win of the season. But it'd be Barry Snowmobile's first win of the season as well, so that means either way, the drivers that have won it, including Griffin Lynn, aren't going to love the fact that Barry Snowmobile is going to get his first win and basically get his way to the playoffs. We have had no repeat winners at all. So that means that we are so far getting as much drivers into the playoffs as we possibly can. And remember, these playoffs start 6 races before the season ends, which means a lot more than 10 drivers can win in this season. So you'll never know what will happen in this series. Although we do know that Barry Snowmobile is going to win this race because, of course, he's out in front. And unless pit stops were to happen, which I don't think they will because, I mean, they pitted at lap 14. So if they were to pit 1 lap earlier, they would have probably had to make another stop on this time by. But I don't think they would. I think they'll be fine to make it through the rest of the way. Bob Ross would only have like 1 more chance left, but that chance is like nothing. You'd be better off winning the lottery than passing Barry Snowmobile just because, you know, cars are so even that you can't really do much of anything. But whatever. Hopefully next week when we go to Dover, it's not much of a shit show either. I'm sorry about all these shit shows these past few fucking weeks, but I can't do anything about it. I just want to record these, try to get the best race out possible, but sometimes it doesn't work. I'm sorry. But mercifully, this one's about to come to an end here. It's the white flag sponsored by Credit One National Bank. We can finally get this race over with here. It's been dominated by Barry Snowmobile, although not by much, as Bob Ross could easily get up towards the front if Barry Snowmobile were to make one mistake, but jeez. That will never happen. Barry Snowmobile, Bob Ross, and Dylan Rush have been your top 3 ever since lap 15. And I don't think there's been 1 pass in any position. So that's good. But yeah. Barry Snowmobile's making his last zigzag turns on this track for this race as he's about to come to the checkered flag, get his first win of the season. Not the greatest race in the world for me to commentate, but, you know, I can't do anything about it. All these races are going to be shit for the IndyCar series because IndyCars are shit. But finally, Barry Supermobile's going to head down that final turn, or at least the final sharp turn. Barry Supermobile's going to win the Advanced Auto Parts 200 here at Infineon. Not much I could say else from that. We're just going to go to the standings, and let's just look at these standings. Here are your standings. Basically, nothing changed throughout the entirety of after the pit stops. Here's your top 28. Basically, I'm not going to go through these because you already know when I went through the field earlier. We go down, and you can see last place. From all of our sponsors here on the PRN Pig Racing Network, we thank everybody who watched through this entirety of this amazingly boring race, and hopefully next week at Dover it won't be too much of a shit show. My name is Taylor from the PRN Pig Racing Network. We'll see you next week at Dover, maybe, if you even watch this series anymore. Have a good one, everybody.